Okay, a special Sunday show on the most volatile issue possibly in Bitcoin's future since 2009. They are quite literally planning on August 1st of splitting the Bitcoin blockchain and making it into a new cryptocurrency called Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash is going to be a separate split to the Bitcoin blockchain. So we're going to have the old Bitcoin, BTC. That's the old classic Bitcoin that we've been used to all along. It's still going to exist. It's still going to have its 1 megabyte block size, which is a problem. And then we're going to have Bitcoin Cash, which is going to be a breakaway Bitcoin that's going to have an 8 megabyte block size, right? And so, actually, Bitcoin Cash is going to be better because it has an 8 megabyte block size. And they've solved a lot of the problems that the original Bitcoin had with the new Bitcoin Cash. But this is a big contentious issue because this represents a fork in the road for Bitcoin. We don't know which way this whole thing's going to go. I have articles on here, and first off, we're going to take a look at Bitcoin Cash futures. This morning it was down a little bit. Right now it's $353.72, or that's 0.13 Bitcoins, or 13% of a Bitcoin right now. And it's up 1.28%. Bitcoin Cash futures chart I'm looking at from market cap. Now, Bitcoin Cash, I'm going to read a few articles here about it. First, I'm going to go to the Market Oracle. It says, Bitcoin price soars as everyone wants a Bitcoin Cash lottery ticket on August 1st. Bitcoin has been soaring in recent days, and it's likely due to the fact that there will be a Bitcoin hard fork on August 1st. BIP 91 has already been activated, but a hard fork called Bitcoin Cash will still occur in just a couple of days. Many speculated that the fork would cause the price of Bitcoin to drop, but that is far from the case, and it makes sense that the price actually is increasing on this news because if you hold Bitcoin properly, more on that soon, you'll end up with both Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. And we know from experience with the Ethereum fork into Ethereum and Ethereum Classic that the two combined can be worth much more than just the one. Okay, so greed. People are buying in for greed. It says Bitcoin Cash. If you pay attention to the cryptocurrency space, chances are you probably have heard talk about the scaling debate, as well as the potential fork, including SegWit. With BIP 91 already activated, the likelihood of BIP 148 happening, a proposal was sought to upgrade the network to SegWit using a different code, is slim to none. To many, this was a relief that one path toward split the blockchain was basically eliminated. However, there is existing another scaling proposition called SegWit 2 times, which aims to ameliorate the scaling issue by joining the two major changed areas together. What ended up happening in part was that many of the major players who had originally backed the SegWit 2 proposition realized that the measly increase in block size wasn't worth standing behind, so they decided to make their own version of Bitcoin, which will be in effect an entirely new currency. Well, in a way it is, and in a way it isn't. And a lot of this depends upon the miners. I'm going to explain. If the miners support the new Bitcoin Cash, and they get the biggest part or the biggest lion's share of the mining support, then that branch will flourish, and it actually very well could become the new Bitcoin. I'm serious. It could actually really become the new Bitcoin, and the price could excel. And the old Bitcoin Classic that we've all known and loved over the years could actually dwindle in price and be relatively obscure and not used as much. And the original Bitcoin only has 1 megabyte per block size, and the new Bitcoin has 8 megabytes. So the transfer speeds It's got a quicker transfer speed. It can take more information per block. 8 megabytes versus 1 megabyte. It's 8 times. So it's scaled up. It could all slide over. Or it could go the other way. Bitcoin Cash could become an altcoin, and it could diminish, and people could stick with the original Bitcoin. Either way, it's going to be very, very interesting when this whole thing switches over on August 1st and it actually happens, when she actually splits. Now, I'm going to tell you what I expect, what I think could very well possibly happen. I could be wrong on this because this is so tricky, I mean, you know, but I'll tell you what I think is going to happen. I think that there's going to be, because of the greed aspect of it, they've been buying into Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's been holding its price up. But I think when August 1st really hits, and this thing actually splits off and divides Bitcoin in two, I think the initial reaction is a huge price drop. And I think that this price drop is going to transfer over into all the altcoins. I think that Bitcoin is going to get slaughtered. And I think Bitcoin Cash is going to get slaughtered, and all the altcoins are going to get slaughtered. I think that the ones that are going to do the best is possibly Ethereum and Litecoin. I think they're going to do the best of all the altcoins. They're going to come out with the least, but probably they're going to take up to a 20% cut in depreciation. I think Bitcoin's going to take, the new Bitcoin Cash is going to take the biggest depreciation in value. But then I think what's going to happen is it's only going to come down to a point. It's going to come down. It's going to be a big crash in price. But it's going to stop. And when it stops, it'll stop suddenly, and it'll start to reverse the trend. Now, this is when it reverses the trend and the price starts to go back up again after this big crash, or you could call it a huge price correction. I think what's going to happen then is it's going to swing in one of two directions. It's going to either swing toward the classic Bitcoin, BTC, or it's going to swing toward the new Bitcoin Cash. One of the two ways. And the other one is going to suffer and die. Or suffer, at least. Suffer back to where it's not worth much anymore. So it's going to go in one of those two directions. Now, take your choice. But I kind of think it's going to head toward Bitcoin Cash. I think that it's going to become the new Bitcoin. I think that that's the greater probability. I'm going to give it odds right now. I'm going to say a 60% chance that after we have the crash in Bitcoin price, and that's over, and the price starts to rocket back skyward again, I'm going to give it a 60% chance that all the cards are going to go over to the new Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to give a 40% chance that the Bitcoin Cash is going to go down the hill and it's going to go over to the old BTC. About a 40% chance. So there's my odds I'm giving it. 60-40. So you stand. I would say you stand a little bit better chance with the new Bitcoin Cash of profitability. Now, here's what I think is going to happen after that. I'll carry it into the future a little bit further. I think that we're going to go into a massive bull market then, and once the winner emerges, whether it's Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Classic, there's going to be a winner. And once the winner emerges, then everybody's going to back it. And when they back it, then this whole scaling debate and everything's going to be over. And this whole thing is going to roar back hot again. It's going to all come back. Everything's going to come back again. But stronger. Stronger, because it's going to have gone through this whole issue that has been caused things to slow down and everything else. So in this Sunday special, now that you know what I think, that's my personal opinion, let's take a look at a few more articles here and see what they have to say. One here says Bitcoin Cash, another fork in the road for Bitcoin. CoinFloor decides to list Bitcoin Cash due to increasing demand. Slush Pool will not support Bitcoin Cash on August 1st. Okay, so let's take a look at that, because Slush Pool is a big pool. Slush Pool will not support Bitcoin Cash on August 1st hard fork. Slush Pool, along with other mining pools such as Bixen, will not support Bitcoin Cash on its August 1st hard fork execution. Initially created by Bitmain, Bitcoin Cash, formerly known as Bitcoin ABC, is a hard fork that is being developed and launched by a few mining pools led by Via BTC. It aims to mine 8 megabyte blocks, which are 8 times larger than that of Bitcoin, and will maintain a network without the implementation of Bitcoin Core Development Team's transaction malleability fix and scaling solution. Segregated Witness. Cointelegraph reported in an article entitled Bitmain Bitcoin Cash Hard Fork, merely contingency plan for USAF, that not even Bitmain, the original creator of Bitcoin Cash, is sure whether the company will support the Via BTC-led Bitcoin Cash hard fork or not. Okay. It says alternative, not Bitcoin. Cointelegraph further emphasized in its latest report on August 1st that a hard fork will have a minimal impact on the Bitcoin network, primarily because the vast majority of the industry perceives Bitcoin Cash as an alternative cryptocurrency, not as Bitcoin. Okay? So we're going to see. We're going to see here what actually happens. And you cannot tell until it actually happens. Until we actually have this thing happen. I'm giving it a 60-40, but, you know, we're going to have to wait and see. Which one of these arrives as the victor? Whether the original Bitcoin, right? One of the two of them is gonna one of the two of them. It's just like a prize fight. This is exciting. It's just like a big prize fight, you know, between these two coins. And one of them is going to be the winner, and the other one's going to be the loser. You can't have two winners in this. It's going to be a knockout, you know. And we're going to have to wait and see which one of these coins is the winner. But I think the whole thing coming together is going to create a volatility in the market on August 1st. It's going to create a market crash in all the cryptocurrencies. You know who actually might be the big winner in all this? I'm thinking Litecoin. Litecoin might be the big winner in all this, and that's the position I've taken. I haven't backed either one of these. I've pulled my money out of Bitcoin, and I haven't got any Bitcoin Cash either. I'm not backing either one of them. I'm backing Litecoin as the winner of this. That's who I'm backing. You know, I'm bought in, and I'm holding my ticket, my Litecoin ticket. You know. And I might, when I see one of these two coins winning, I might back the winner. So if I see Bitcoin Cash winning, I might buy some Bitcoin Cash. And I might buy some back into some Bitcoin if I see it winning. I'm going to wait and see which one of these wins. This is nothing less than an all-out fight, a battle between these two coins, between Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. So let's take a look at another article here. That one was interesting. It'll let me get back. Okay, there, we're back. Bitcoin Cash price sees sharp drop as BBC, that stands for Bitcoin Cash, trading volume dries up. Bitcoin crash. Future price for Bitcoin Cash plunges 50%. Now, that's not a good sign for Bitcoin Cash. You know, that's really not a good sign. Bitcoin price analysis. Expect volatility. Well, that's a no-brainer. Most major Bitcoin exchanges will not support Bitcoin Cash. Well, that's another bad sign for Bitcoin Cash. See, Bitcoin Cash could actually become just an altcoin and not worth very much at all. Maybe worth $10 a piece. But when all this is settled, the winner, I see the winner going up past $3,000. The winner in this, you know. Bitcoin Cash is coming. What investors need to know. Why is the Bitcoin price falling? Some Bitcoin backers are defecting to create a rival currency. Bitcoin Live News, Price's latest as top investor warns about cryptocurrency. Well, he's just one of these guys that's negative about cryptocurrency. I'm not even going to go there. Bitcoin Cash, why it's forking the blockchain and what that means, from CoinDesk. So we're going to take a look at this CoinDesk article because CoinDesk is pretty good, you know. Bitcoin scaling debate finally seems to be shaking out, but some users aren't happy with the results. After a few years of debate, it was perhaps to be expected that at least some were going to come away empty-handed. Controversial scaling proposal SegWit2 tried to remedy this by joining two code change ideas: the code optimization, segregated witness, and a block size increase. Today, SegWit is just a couple of steps away from activating on Bitcoin, but some Bitcoin users are unhappy about the outcome. Others who originally backed the SegWit x2 proposal appear to be losing confidence in an eventual block size increase and are now taking matters into their own hands by making their own version of Bitcoin, and they're doing so on a short timeline. On August 1st at precisely 12:20 UTC, the group claims they will split off from Bitcoin, creating a new cryptocurrency called Bitcoin Cash. Developer Kalinu, who's contributing code to an implementation of Bitcoin Cash, is one user who doesn't like SegWit and suspecting that others feel the same way. So it says, what is Bitcoin Cash? So what is it, and how does it differ from Bitcoin? There are two main changes of note. It increases the blockchain size to 8 megabytes. It removes SegWit, a code change that might activate on the Bitcoin blockchain at the end of August. Some, including a few of the project's supporters, call Bitcoin Cash an altcoin, a term that usually denotes a fork of the software that creates a new cryptocurrency with its own market. Indeed, the cryptocurrency is currently trading at $461. Well, not right now. Let me just look it right up right now. $353. So they were saying 461, so it's went down. Meaning it's worth about 18% of Bitcoin's current price. Unlike the other altcoins, though, Bitcoin Cash's transaction history would be the same as Bitcoin's, at least up to the point of the split. So, if and when Bitcoin Cash splits off, users would have Bitcoin on both blockchains. Another difference is the project says it'll support multiple implementations of its software, a move that is not surprising given the criticism that Bitcoin's core software is too dominant on the Bitcoin network. Bitcoin ABC is the first software to implement the Bitcoin Cash protocol, but the goal is for there to be many implementations. Kalinu said that both Bitcoin Unlimited and Bitcoin Classic, other implementations that aim to increase the block size, are working on a version compatible with Bitcoin Cash. These might or might not be ready for August 1st. Who's involved? So far, most Bitcoin companies, mining pools, users, and Bitcoin developers seem uninterested in the effort, yet there are some eager supporters. Beijing-based mining firm Via BTC, which boasts roughly 4% of Bitcoin's computing power, is the clear ringleader. The firm, which also operates an exchange, has become the first to list the cryptocurrency and also has plans to launch a new mining pool dedicated solely to Bitcoin Cash. Though so far it's not clear how much of its 4% mining hash rate it will commit to the effort. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to change my position in all this after reading a little bit more. I'm going to switch to 60-40 the other way. I'm going to go 60% with Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin. I'm going to go 40% with it being the winner, the other one, because I could see something here. If they're the biggest, if this is the biggest exchange right here, and the biggest amount of mining power is Via BTC, which boasts roughly 4% of Bitcoin's computing power, and they're the ringleader of all this, And they're not even saying, it says, so far it's not clear how much of its 4% mining hash rate it will commit to Bitcoin Cash. Well, that's not very much mining power. They might only commit 1%. So Bitcoin, the original Bitcoin, will still have 99% of the mining power? And they're only going to have like 1 or 2% mining power? That'll just make them nothing more than an altcoin. They won't get off the ground, and once this goes back, it'll go back to Bitcoin as stronger than ever. And the price, if that happens, the price of Bitcoin Cash will drop right down to like $10 a coin. You know, and Bitcoin could crack $3,000 each. I'll tell you one thing I've noticed about Bitcoin: it's an awfully tough thing to kill. It's always been hard to kill. No matter what hits it, it always bounces back strong. And I don't know. This is going to be a real fight we're seeing here, lining up. I don't know who I'm going to back here in this, but I know one thing. I've pulled out of both, and I intend on getting back in after this fight's over, and I see when the smoke clears. And that's when I plan on coming back to Bitcoin again. I'm sure there's an awful lot of other people thinking the same way that I'm thinking. And so you can expect Bitcoin to go up stronger than ever if it's the winner in this. Whoever is going to be the winner. It says, further, Bitcoin Cash has attracted support from some users who want block size increases, as well as developers of other proposals such as Bitcoin Classic and Bitcoin Unlimited. What might be more surprising, though, is who's not involved. Even former supporters, including mining firms Bitcoin.com and Bitmain, seem hesitant to back the effort for now. They remain committed to a controversial scaling proposal, SegWit 2 times. Mining companies Bitmain even expired Bitcoin Cash, yet the firm said that they only plan on going through with making the switch under certain conditions. Still, the firm might support both SegWit 2 times and Bitcoin Cash in the future. Sounds to me like they're taking a wait-and-see attitude themselves. You know? Bitcoin.com and also Bitmain. It sounds to me like they're taking a wait-and-see attitude themselves. So, anyway, this is what's going on, and it's all coming down to the 1st of August. We're going to actually see what happens with all this. And it's going to be very interesting. It's a little bit hard to predict what is actually going to happen. So I hope you find this article a little bit more clarifying about what you plan on doing with the cryptocurrencies and what exactly Bitcoin Cash actually is. It's a new coin. It's coming right off of the Bitcoin blockchain. It's 1 for 1. They're going to distribute them the same as Bitcoin, so there'll be the same amount of Bitcoin Cash as Bitcoin, except major difference is it's 8 megabytes, where the original Bitcoin is 1 megabyte. And it's in a war against Bitcoin itself for dominance. The two coins are in a war. Which one's going to win? I'm not sure, really. We're going to have to wait and see. So thank you very much for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next article. Bye.